Picture this: a small American town, June 9, 1912. The last hymn fades in a little white church. Families laugh, children run through the warm night air, and lamps glow in windows along the quiet streets. Villisca, Iowa, was safe. Or so they thought. But inside one home on the corner of 2nd Street, someone was already waiting. A shadow, patient, silent, watching. By dawn, 8 lives would be stolen, 6 children, 2 adults, and a community would be forever haunted by a single question: who was the man in the attic? The Moore family were ordinary, respected people. Josiah and Sarah Moore, hardworking and kind, with 4 children: Herman, Catherine, Boyd, and little Paul. That Sunday had been joyful, an evening children's program at their church. They walked home under the stars, joined by 2 young friends, Lena and Ina Stillinger. The girls had been invited to sleep over. For them, it was meant to be a night of laughter, of whispered secrets before bed. Instead, it was their last night alive. What no one knew was that the killer had likely entered the house long before the family returned. Police later found cigarette butts in the attic, evidence that someone had been waiting in the shadows, crouched in silence, listening to the happy sounds of the family below. Hours passed, the house fell asleep, and then, the killer emerged. The exact time is unknown, but sometime after midnight the shadow descended. The first to die were Josiah and Sarah. The attack was brutal, almost unthinkable. The killer struck Josiah so hard with the blunt end of the axe that his face was unrecognizable. Sarah followed moments later. Then came the children. Imagine the horror: 4 small bodies asleep in their beds, never even able to scream. The killer moved methodically, room by room. Upstairs, downstairs, until the Stillinger sisters in the guest bedroom were silenced as well. 8 people gone. Yet what makes this crime even more chilling is what happened after. This was not a frenzied killer fleeing into the night. No, this was someone calm, patient, deliberate. The murderer covered the mirrors in the house with cloth, draped clothes over the windows, almost as though he could not stand the sight of what he had done, or perhaps, as though he was following some ritual. The killer lingered. He left plates of food uneaten on the table. A slab of bacon was found in the kitchen, half-wrapped, as if the intruder had prepared a meal and then stopped. But the most disturbing detail: a piece of raw meat was left in the living room. Next to it, a small bowl of bloody water. What was he doing? Washing his hands? Performing some twisted ceremony? No one could say. The next morning, neighbors grew concerned. The Moore family was punctual. They never missed chores, never missed church. When no one appeared, curiosity turned to fear. A neighbor entered the house, and what she found sent shockwaves through Villisca. The entire family slaughtered, curtains drawn, silence pressing down like a weight. The authorities were called, but soon the crime scene became chaos. Townspeople rushed in, curious to see the horror for themselves. They trampled evidence, touched furniture, even removed souvenirs. The chance of solving the case was already slipping away. There was Frank Jones, a wealthy businessman and Josiah's former employer. Rumor had it Josiah had an affair with Jones's daughter-in-law. Was this bloody night an act of revenge? Then there was Reverend George Kelly, a traveling preacher. He was in Villisca that night, known for his strange behavior and obsession with young girls. He even confessed once, before later retracting his statement. And then came another theory, that the Villisca murders were the work of a serial killer. Other axe murders had occurred across the Midwest around the same time. Was Villisca just one stop in a larger killing spree? No theory was ever proven. The killer had vanished like smoke. The Moore house still stands today. Preserved exactly as it was, it has become infamous as one of the most haunted places in America. Visitors swear they hear footsteps in the attic at night. Doors slam without warning. Whispers echo through the halls. Some say children's voices can be heard crying in the dark. Skeptics call it imagination. But believers, they say the souls of that night have never left, and that the killer's shadow still lingers in the corners, watching. So who was the man in the attic? Was he a jealous rival, a mad preacher, a drifter who vanished into the night? Or was he someone the family trusted, someone who knew exactly when to strike? Over a century later, the Villisca Axe Murders remain unsolved. 8 innocent lives taken, a house forever marked by death, and one haunting question that may never be answered: is the killer still out there,